couple of years ago, I had the great privilege of meeting Robbie Luckett. He received his BA in Political Science from Yale University and his PhD from the University of Georgia, with a focus on modern civil rights movement history. A native Mississippian, he returned home where he is a tenured associate professor of history and the director of the Margaret Walker Center at Jackson State University. His book, Joe T. Patterson and the White South's Dilemma, Evolving Resistance to Black Advancement, was published by the University Press of Mississippi, 2015. Along with numerous publications and presentations, he has appeared in documentaries, including the independent lens film Spies of Mississippi, as well as An Ordinary Hero about the life of Joan Trumpauer Mulhollhand. He is the advisor on the advisory board advisory board member of the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum and for the Mississippi Book Festival, and he serves as the vice president of the Board of Common Cause Mississippi, as well as the secretary of the board of directors of the Association of African American Museums. Here is the thing, this dude is a warrior. I'm just going to stop right here. This guy's a scholar and he's a warrior, and I didn't know it. I knew he was a scholar first. But then when I read this, and I go down to where the former SNCC offices are, where his office is, and I see what he is doing, it is just unbelievable. I want to thank you for your work. You don't even mention, well, you do mention a little bit about the local school system. I hope you will say something about that. I deeply appreciate his work in racial equality. He's got 3 children. He has done a phenomenal job in locating himself in his home community and making a difference. Would you please welcome Dr. Robbie Luckett.
I'm going to hire these guys to introduce me everywhere. Just setting the bar kind of high. I'm grateful to be here today. Lindy mentioned that people are either born in Mississippi or called by God to live in Mississippi. I have the honor of being both. Both born in Mississippi, and having left for college in 1995 and being gone for 15 years, it was only a call by God that ever brought me back to the state of Mississippi. As chance would have it, it's particularly poignant for me to be with you guys today in this sacred space, especially in knowing that it was the faith home for both of them. On Wednesday, amongst my various responsibilities at Jackson State, I spearhead our annual commemoration of the police shootings that happened on our campus in 1970. This past Wednesday marked the 49th commemoration of those shootings that left a dozen wounded and 2 young men dead. Philip Gibbs, who was a junior political science major at Jackson State, and James Green, a senior at nearby Jim Hill High School. And I learned something else today. Reverend Barry, I think he just walked out, is a graduate of Jim Hill High School in Jackson. Just a few years after, one of his fellow classmates was murdered at Jackson State. You see, they had been protesting treatment at the hands, particularly of white motorists, who would drive through the middle of our campus and they would shout racial epithets. They would throw things out the windows at students. One night they hit a young woman as she was crossing the street. And they staged a series of protests, and in response, in the middle of the night, around midnight on the evening of Thursday, May 14th, city police and highway patrol in full riot gear, accompanied by what was called the Thompson Tank. The Thompson Tank was named for Allen Thompson, the segregationist white supremacist mayor of Jackson, who bought it in 1964 ahead of what he called the invasion that was coming with Freedom Summer. The National Guard, too, ringed the campus, blocking both entry and exit. And when they arrived in front of Alexander Hall, a women's dormitory in the middle of the night, there was nothing going on, just young people hanging out on the grass, enjoying a warm May night. They proceeded unexpectedly and immediately to open fire. They fired 500 rounds of ammunition in approximately 27 seconds. They fired in all directions. Philip Gibbs was standing directly in front of Alexander Hall. James Green, that senior at Jim Hill High School, walking home from work where he was bagging groceries to help support his family, his single mother with 9 children, was shot on the opposite side of the street. They were turning around and firing in all directions. The police, in what is, I've learned, a common phenomenon, quickly turned to criminalize the victims, right? They claimed there was a sniper in the women's dorm.